What's up guys, it's Sean and welcome back to the iherng podcast, and today we will answer a question from email. This is from Sam. Hi Sean, I hope this email finds you well. I have been following your channel for the past 2 years and I really appreciate your intent to educate people in property investment. You can call me Sam. And a brief background of me: I am 27 this year, engineer, 5,000 salary per month, staying with my parents in a walkout apartment, a PPR in Penang. I have learned a lot from your videos and I know the advantages of investing in property, but I feel like it is very hard to implement in my case. My father's health is getting worse in recent years and he will need to go out in a wheelchair for convenience. And thus, I am experiencing a dilemma now whether to find a unit to rent or to get a house because we need to have a live. I remember that you said you wish to help normal people to own 3 properties, one for own stay, one for renting out, and one for retirement. And I actually set it as my own life goal as well. But now I am lost in direction on how should I start. If I rent a unit with a lift, then I will need to pay extra 1,000 to 1,500 with my current salary. Then how should I save my money to get a first property? Number 2, if I choose to buy a house, maybe 400,000 plus, already very hard to get, especially in Penang Island. Then I will burn up my DSR, then getting another property will be very hard in my life. So here's my question: should I settle down with one property and then just wipe off my ambitions to own 3 properties? Would like to know what is your advice for low income earners like me. Thank you in advance. Best regards, Sam. And the title of the story, right, is a story of B40. Okay, so I think first of all, right, Sam, thank you very much for writing in. And I think this is a case of lack of confidence. You are 27 and you're earning 5,000 a month. That is not B40 actually. And this has been my fear for the channel because most of the time when we talk about investment, talk about properties, like it's so common, right? As if everybody owns more than 3, as if I were to get less than 25 properties, I'm a loser. That's totally not the case. That's not the objective as well. Like I mentioned, the goal of the channel is to help every Malaysians to own at least 3 properties in their lifetime. One for own stay, one for retirement, and one just in case, right? Just in case my kid is a genius who is going to medic school, or he's special and he needs special facilities and care and things like that. And based on the government direction right now, you will have 190%, 190%, 170%. So the third one will technically be a bit harder. I was challenged many times about this, like, you sure or not can make sure this can happen, man? The thing then, it's about timeline. A lot of people don't see this as if you're buying one every year. Like for my own goal, technically I should buy one a year or at least one every 2 years in order to meet my goal. Well, that's me. And again I've shared in the channel, right? It's a very personal journey. Ultimately, this entire journey is all depending on your active income. How much are you making per month and how are you making your money? That matters a lot. And here I really appreciate that you write in, right, from a 5,000 income person, how should I play the game? So back to the timeline thing, I think what's lacking within your context and understanding is one project, one property every 10 years. So like now 27, right? If you were to get one today, for own stay, for rental, for the next 10 years, how much would you think that your income will grow? Like now it's 5,000, 10 years later, how would it be? Then if 20 years later, how would it be? But that should be the goal. So like 27 or 28, you should get one, 38, you get another one. If you are fortunate, if you are still making a lot of money by 48, technically that should be your prime in your income ability. Maybe you then get another one and it all will play out just nice. I don't think it's fair for you to judge your future based on where you are right now. From a personal experience, I will be very surprised with my own self based on my income ability right now. Like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, me telling myself that I would be earning this amount that I'm earning right now, it would be insane. Of course, the goal is still big, the ambition is still big, but sometimes it's very surreal. So I think it's a lack of confidence, it's a lack of knowledge portion from your side. Then back to your question, right? Sorry to hear about the condition of your father. And now, do you want to rent a unit with a lift first, but it takes up 1,000 to 1,500 of your current salary? I think it's inevitable right? I think it's inevitable, because it would also sound wrong to think like, how long do you think you need the house? Because now there's no other way but to move. So this is really mobility issue, right? And a walkout apartment is not functioning at all. So a direction will be this. If you were to rent out the unit of your PPR after you acquire a rental unit, what would be the ultimate offset, right? Let's say you get 1,500, right? Can I rent out my PPR first? And that's not the main concern. The concern is, how should I save money to get my first property? Again, property investment has always been a game or a tool that is exclusively for the affluent. Right? A lot of people would think that, oh, property very expensive lah, but you keep seeing property kena snap up, you keep seeing property price going up, right? So that is really for people with money. So I would suggest, before you get into the property investment game, there's 3 things that you will need to make sure of. Number 1, 6 months emergency fund. Meaning, if you were to get fired tomorrow, can you survive without income for the next 6 months? And in your circumstance, because based on your story, you have your parents depending on you as well. So you will need to then include their living expenses on your shoulders as well. So first, get that amount sorted out as a saving first. You don't touch this one. At most, you can put FD at most. Second thing then will be protection. If your parents are too late to get protection, then too bad lah. So you need to go to GH, go to the government hospital. I think the services will be still fine, just that it takes a little bit more time and effort, and we are very lucky as Malaysians. But what about yourself? You are the breadwinner. Your income, your family depends on your income to operate. You need protection as well. That's the second thing. The third thing then, in your career, are you certain that your engineering career is clear? You know what to do for the next 5 years. You see a career progression. What about relationship? What about health? What about certainty? And all these kind of things plays out before one decides to invest in property. Not just that, I want to invest, then I invest. No, it's not so easy. It's really to get all those things cleared up first, because most of the time, the property investment part, to me, is way easier because it's all rational based. These are the emotional side of things. So in my opinion, after you get the rental for your parents to move about with the lift, right, you need to then delay your property investment journey for a while. So be it. Trust me, like for the next 5 years, right, if you don't buy now, 5 years later when you save, only you buy up, right, you're not going to miss out a lot anyway. Like. And I have friends who are Tan Sris, right, they started their property investment journey at 62, and he buys blocks and blocks of offices lah. But that's a whole different game. It's not necessarily a must to start. Everybody has a different starting line, and yours maybe starts later. And I will have a lot of respect for that. Right now, you have the duty to provide, fulfill that duty first. I don't think it's right to compromise the convenience of the family in order to fulfill a so-called investment that might make money. You know, it's not a for sure thing that you'll make money yet. Okay. The second thing, if I choose to buy a house, maybe 400,000, right, then I will burn up my DSR, then getting another property will be very hard in my life. If you were to buy now, then in order to house your entire family in the new house, I don't think it's a waste of DSR. Okay, don't see it as a waste of DSR. It's a necessity. It's a requirement. I think there's something about you thinking that property investment is a for sure make money kind of thing. I think you need to get over that mindset first. The other mindset is you keep thinking that the later that you get into it, the more money you will lose. No. So the main question right now is between you renting the house at 1,500 or you were to buy a unit that is about 400,000 to 500,000. Let's say if it's a Rumah Penangku, right? It's an affordable house, let's say 400,000. Your monthly installment is also going to be 1,008, which would be a better alternative. That should be the main scope of the question right now. Now your father needs a place with a lift because it's convenient to move about. Okay, to rent a place or to get a new place will be better. A few things to consider. Number one, it's your upfront capital. Do you have enough capital to buy a sub-sale one? Because you kind of need it urgently. Only a sub-sale one can be acquired in like 5 to 6 months time, provided you can find it. In the meantime, like short-term wise, can you live at the walk-up apartment for the next 6 months? I don't think so. So immediate solution is to rent a place first at 1,500. If you were to get a place, let's say sub-sale of 400,000, you need to cough out about 18% just to gain ownership of the place. So 18% of 400,000 is about 72,000 upfront. not including renovation just yet. So include renovation, let's say 20 to 30,000, you need about 100,000 to be ready just to get a sub-sale unit. If you got no capital, right, you want to buy a new property that will be completed in 3 to 4 years time, can your parents wait? Can your lifestyle wait? So now it depends on whether if you got money, 100,000 upfront in sitting in the bank, you want to buy a new house, you will still need to wait 6 to 8 months time provided you sign the SPA today, okay? But if you want to rent a place, almost instantly you can move in. So I guess short-term wise, immediate solution, that will be the way moving forward. And by moving in at 1,500, right, you can somewhat clear your PPR to maybe sell in the future or to rent out temporarily. So that will maybe rent out maybe 700 to 1,000, which will knock off your 1,500, so you have 500 extra. And in the meantime now, don't think so much about property investment first, right? You can think about it later when you got money. Think of this as now to survive, and every month try to squeeze in a little bit more work because you are still 27, and I would strongly suggest you to hustle as hard as possible because you are just given this bigger responsibility to perform your duties. Besides your main job, keep thinking about upgrading your own skill set. So from a project management point of view, from a technical point of view, from a skill set point of view, actively looking out for opportunities point of view. Because now in Penang, Batu Kawan area, a lot of brand new companies are coming in. There will be a lot of opportunities as well. So I would suggest that to be a main focus that you should pay attention to. Put in this investment thing aside first. Not saying that you shouldn't look at properties or you should think of properties first. You should make sure the family is comfortable until you have abundance, then only you think about what to do. Because your circumstances are just different from people who are less reliant on me. And that's my goal actually. I don't wish to be a burden for my children to perform in the future. So I need to ensure that myself is taken care of entirely until retirement. So that's what I hope my property investment and my other investments are doing for me. And come to think of it also, like investment is not necessarily only properties. Saving is also a very big part of it. I just think that no one is talking about savings enough. Eventually, when bad things hit the fan, it spreads out, right? Savings comes to play, right? So the only thing that I will advise you right now is to have a little bit more patience. You are only 27, it's not the end of the world, bro. At 27, I'll still donating blood for food just to save money so I can pay installment to my house. So it's not a sure win kind of thing too. So the answer to your question, should I settle down with one property and just wipe off your ambition? You are 27, so I would think that you should chill a bit first, bro. I understand it's difficult because like now you keep saying yourself is a low income earner. 5,000, you are not a low income earner. You are just the average, right? But just that cost of living keeps going up. What to do then? The only way, like I paid a lot of money, right? A lot of silly money just to understand this concept. How do we be rich? Number one, to earn more income. Number two, to reduce expenses. And I spent a lot of money to understand this concept. So for me, I put in a lot of effort in increasing my skill set, increasing my knowledge, increasing the demand for my services so I can make way more instead of just focusing on savings, right? But that doesn't mean that I will splurge a lot. Basically, I didn't spend a lot of money. So I think methodology wise, there's nothing much to really share. I think you would know a lot of YouTube videos talks about this, how to make more money and things like that. But I strongly suggest you need to really fix the mindset portion. And how do we think a little bit more positively, right? It's based on the information that we feed our brain. How do we feed our brain? It's the people we mix with, the books that we read, the videos that we consume. These are the things that affects our brain a little bit more, because in my toughest days, I think gratitude brought me all the way home. The fact that when I wake up, I still have my loved ones with me, I still got all my legs and I'm healthy to actually perform another day. That's something that people can only dream of. So this is the method that I practice, and this is from Tony Robbins actually. When I wake up early in the morning, I will first list down the 10 things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for me having the opportunities to live another day, to really work really hard, right? Second, I have all my loved ones, I got no debt, I got no illness, you just list down and you gotta really actively bend your mind back to positive, because minds are negative by default. That's why you go to old houses, lalang grow by default. Then instead of focusing that you are a low income earner, I will never ever say that ever again. You keep calling yourself low income earner, guess what? You will be a low income earner, and congratulations, achievements unlocked. You reach your goal of being a low income earner. Now you gotta think about, okay, I want to buy a house. How? How do I earn more? How much more? Like, is it a 5,000 more? Is it a 3,000 more? Is it a 2,000 more? Let's start with 1,000 more first. How do I earn 1,000 more while having active income, and how much time do I have? How do I play this entire game to maximize myself to have 1,000 more every month? Do I trade, or do I sell products, or do I sell my skill sets? Like, I can still work on the weekends. What can I do in the weekends? And when you start asking the right questions, the answers will be solutions. The answers will be actions to be taken, not drill down, right? Instead of asking yourself, why I poor, why I poor, why I poor, your brain will automatically feed yourself with all negative things. Yeah, because you're not lucky lor, because you are in Penang lor, no choice lor, no point lor. Don't do that. Ask yourself the right questions by how. How do I make extra 500 a month? That has always been a challenge that I throw to a lot of youngsters who are the audience as well. Like, how do you earn extra 500 a month by not getting another job? That's the challenge. It's very easy to just go T-Life or go 7-Eleven, get another job, right? How do you get extra 500 and you're a professional? So it's way easier for you. Do I provide drafting services? Do I provide consultations on the weekends? Do I learn new skill sets so I can advise people better? Do I go MLM? Nothing against LM. Do I be a part-time real estate agent, insurance agent, whatsoever lah? Just to make ends meet. Until then, when you have abundance, then only we talk about investment. Investment is the easiest part. And to those audience who are a little bit more lucky that you start from zero or you're in surplus, right? The more reasons we should work hard to make sure all these opportunities meets their expectations. Like, I'm given so much opportunity that my parents are totally independent of me. They don't really need my money at all. I should multiply all these more because I can afford to, instead of just sitting around balling and things like that. Right? So I think the mindset is the main criteria that you need to change first. Second, you will need to have your emergency fund, protection, then save. And for the property, I think you should rent first, unless you have extra 100,000 lying around, so you can maybe think of getting a new place. And if you were to get a new place also, don't be too bad that you cannot achieve that 3 properties dream. You will have 30 to 40 years to do that. The timeline of success does not dictate today, right? It's when we are on our deathbed looking back. So by 27, maybe you get one at 30 years old. So what? Right? 30, 40, 50, you get ready, right? Life is very, very long, and with your age right now, I think with the current advancement in technology and in medical equipments, right, we will all live to 100 one. Unless you have critical illness, right? You will all live to 100, and that's the best thing. And that's also why I love real estate. Okay, so I think Sam, chill. Okay, focus on the family first. Rent, save, work harder, upgrade yourself, then only we talk about investment. And I look forward to your next email. Okay, and I guess that's all for today. For those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram iherng, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao.